Emra.
Yes, you know, but you know nyama enokrano. Enkolano edidi. So are we bringing back those days ya your school were to me only a farm?
Kwabena farm no kura no ye. Farm no kura no ye a chiri nkomo.
Enkomo.
Mama nchiro ni e cost to Ghana kese. Transport and kro no e buffer stock. Buffer stock ni suppliers in them no. Ene discount no do. Kro no nti na nkura ni nidi simple. Obi supply Techima Senior High School and Katie any beans. Uni baby odi free ba. Odi free Cape Coast. Na mpoano ye don Katie. Mpoano.
Miwa ehwaro ne ye don Katie.
Debi open Katie market kese a. Eya bofo edi Techima.
Yeah.
Open bro market kese a. Eya tebubu. Eya dwira enkranza abofo ni Techima. Edi kwabre. Edi kan krese obi edeka afa bro any beans every Cape Coast or neighbor Techima. Adaya ya man contract or your party ni into one supply no cobra the cost of over beans every Techima jom Edia ko Techima Senior High School over bro every Techima jom Odia kura dia ko Sampa Senior High School and it's a over bro Edia free Cape Coast Edia ba table baby Nani Maro says that the biggest maize farm in Ghana. The biggest maize farm in Ghana. Ewa table. And the now cause all these expenditures uja until let's reverse the feeding of the children or back to the bears, the PTAs, the headmasters, the headmistresses near there, you know. Now Omo am cost a friend say effective, you know, purchasing. When it comes to say kwako to aduane, na kwabra yenim say yen ko spendi aduane e koto 50,000 no. Ka sika a we aduane ho no, 120,000. It's not going to work anywhere. It's not going to work anywhere, my brother. Intermediate. Beside that, you know, planting for food and job. Me kai se kani mi school, na school no e garden. School ni wo garden ya ye nyina ye kom. Eto da ye twa bro. Eto da ye twa bode. School na ankasa timi do enya beans. Na kwabra eto da ya kwa akoton wo abontimpo. Etidie na si kwan se kwabra. Ye focus on agriculture. Ansah no ebi da adwira ukuro mu mampon kwan so ebi da ho
yeah
Ansah no ho no ma yen declare state of emergency when it comes to feeding of the children.
So which means say enimanimu ya no Jomama administration no etimi get aban involved in farming be feeding kwada no
simple. Ansah no guo kwabra Ansah no guo a wo di opa fashion kra na dwim say twice in a month, ye go school farm. Baby, I do a niguno. Ye kwakonya the farming experience. Unim said Natural Resources University, not a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Sunyane. Udu level 300, I programs in Ibi Onoma. Continuous 2 weeks. Oko forest mko sunyade. Continue 2 weeks. A map and cranu is your practical education. So ye day. Eka hon.
So Kunadu Ajewa AJ just sensing the message. Bobie, Presec boys in Legon. That's the first year students are paying 2,000 Ghana cedis each for water, electricity, maintenance, and bed bags.
Come on, Oba person that die per month. Me ma another. So gross. Me ma. So gross so be. See, me ma proper information. Drew baby a discrimination cry as an akoso.
Yeah.
So papa nsam ni bia. Edantom na abeda. O papa nsam wo bia. Yetimi ka kire mu say ye kwa ko maintain sa facility we. O beto fine. Also o beto we. Eman kra no ye chichi sika. E de ye nkra ni bia brabo yi. Enti kwa nkra ni bi ye VIP na bi mu so ye saito. Because o papa enye den enibi. Ensa tie nyina anyepe. Ndi kora mi hunu ni esi kwai say John no a starting years a young koshia. Say no PTA for Charles for say no more prison. I didn't you the small boy be a Kwabena campus was a free education coordinator said then. And on the senior high school and to any sabbath stock ne suppliers no and they bought my way chrono Kwabena. One more says your mama pawn mu free senior high school so no winning more edikai. Sancrophone.
Go to voice.
One the party activist and I quote no money consafwa or reported the actions of headmasters and staff at school in the acquire headmaster for no my prisoners at the amasa nantianketinketi and or not to Udi agrokra no yin kura ni bia sa de atwe nanum aka ho because on na sika ekodi no kobra sika e de ama busy internet Dr. Duchum
yeah
akwala ba ku dream sister Ghana city say provide internet emomo knowing say you provide the internet correct sister Ghana city per head no be a cancer Dr. Duchum mentua sika yo na services no omo provide mentua kobra we tua sika no amo ma chadio with no work done because PTS na work Ghana ha nyina no school bi nkyere me school na obi sa ne bakwa na ne ba no access to internet ya count nkura na kobra school ba kun nkura say ne wom so you can imagine enti wasting kwa aban we na oye no se kika say sika no bom na jo mama e fokoso get fund the emfa kobra enti na meka say se yenya dedicated funding na bill abata chire say no ne ye free SHS no ye dey bo ho ban a kobra enye feasible but me as a parent me back to school ni bi maintenance fee ni bed bath fee kobra fine nyina ya to be fine I do both them and so you see okwa abonti a gitum say Kofi Ofosu cancer say free ntino free aboa papon say free enti free kobra mami nka we wo sem bi awie ababa bi kodi matem e Facebook e wo sansem we bia ho ena mede ya ukọ kan say en ha dwene nipa na niji sebe oni nipa 40 ene ya ne ba ko so otimi fa video editi sebe obi opega na yi atem adenti a wa criticize say ye do tax utua no di nkwase asem ye do tax utua no to beans every Cape Coast the bread techima ye ne to beans ye do beans no dodo ye do tax no to abro every Cape Coast supply ma techima senior high school uba techima dwoma abro ye betimi de abo no wo wa criticize it and Kwabena in the course of ye di enkomo about what to do with the free SHS in here no unto we can't do away from the realities any crimes are and crofo we are there a committee school mu honum there must be a meeting a do honum a ne womu nyina no headmaster for eze there na cars asem we unua na ja to say jo mama mo fa hodie se mo nkasa na say there ma sha say amoye dey mo nkasa na minim da jo mama mo fa hodie so mo nkasa say obi e kire mu a
mama mo fa you catch them say everybody
yes
they should speak out
say Kwabena ya so si o utu ana mi ye adwuma mo bandamai senior high school ye hanso sa na ti o obi e kasa obi ankasa but ye betimi akasa ma wi ase akwa wi enkurani yesi emu school free school the bill coming the planning coming and obi adwini bi obi an on famra
all right
na Kwabena yenyu su nsase no emfa nya adwuma feeding nkura no na Ghana etimi feeding enkola na Kwabena is the best but right. finally there is no way Ghana can sustain this current structure unless a community day schools spring it up na absorb a number of them.
All right, so Sir Tony Bonsu says Bobie Wesley College had a big farm near Atomic CPC and another one along Tafo Road. Sunyani Secondary School also had a big palm plantation in the 1960s and 70s. Unfortunately, all those lands have been taken away. Adia we am the choir dear. Come from my mintimi in school in prayer because just a tennis busy anyway. Coco see coffee Tres says freedom is here again. Bismarck J says good evening, Bobie, live from Belgium. Thank you. Okay, so Mamini Honorable John Jinapo, MP for Yape Kosugu constituency and Minister designated for energy in Nkomo. Honorable Kwaba.
Thank you.
Yama trim kwanso onia.
That's it.
Yeguso pa. Me pacho yendi ene ada place here say fewer are short no no kre na madaroma.
Oh, Mr. Minya Santi, I call His Excellency the President to brief him. Because officially, I chair the committee set up to mitigate such shocks in the energy sector. Already, I have a mandate to coordinate. And yes, the Minister designate Ablakwa. Any boss, any MP, any Minister of Energy, any joint section of the transition team, given the knowledge they have, Alex Mold, Monet, so I chaired the meeting today. I can stay on record say there's enough stock, but then they had a problem with some stocks in the north. Until a problem, I was north. Immediately, you are putting in place contingency measures. I'm more pumping some stocks, the every pipeline. Na akobolga vehicles so abakumansia ebefa fuel ako.
Oh, okay, so a purely technical challenge.
Yeah, logistical challenge in terms of movement. A delay kakra.
Oh,
in
okay.
the country, there's no stock that can take care of the country.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How you say a juma guampum enti we are na ye pese hu no man for so hu adokura AC. Yenim say enura nwumre no bia mo be issue official yama yina ya tibi. Yeah, that's pa mira. Yeah, that's bebre. Nyame all right. So that's it. I'm not back and I am say minister designates for energy at me about clarify more of logistic challenges and yes bia or minor and shortfalls. So how they will pump it through here they are esrono and problems, but definitely JM Benin shocks we because almost say system not check in this shocks we but my mente two messages in free Grant Krama Asamoah Bebu says free SHS was a good idea but badly implemented. If parents were able to is it pay or what between 800,000 at the JHS level, can they pay at the SHS level? In fact, the government was supposed to have concentrated on the poor but willing to go to school. Okay, so all that she wants to communicate is that Nkese Omo concentrated, which Ken Oforiatta said the same thing, Adokufo said the same thing. Anyway, Kofi says, whenever I wake up in the morning and realize that the MPP is no more in power, I just open my mouth and say, thank you, God. All right, so this one is coming from Coco. So now Ken Farouk says, just 3 days in office and JM has shown the seriousness with which he decided to make a comeback and take our dear country out of the mess. Okay, so Ken Farouk Ali Abdul Wahab kindly remind all NDC executives to find NDC polling agents and get them employed. Okay, Richard Akwa says, Bobie, my first girl went to Archbishop Porter. Girls, Bobie, we paid fence wall and security fee. Fence wall and security fee. Okay, so Bismarck just says good evening, Bobie. All right, so Bismarck is here. Thank you, Bismarck. Said Tony says Bobie, Wesley College had a big farm. Okay, so I think I've touched on this one. There is no need for me to go back On it, Muhammad Bobie, please say, okay, so let me move on. Alfredo Esiama says, government should invest in farming. School farming is not the solution, please. Our software them says, love you, boss. Okay, Nikki Father says, good evening, Bobie. I'm watching you live from Germany, Hamburg. All right, so thank you back. Onto, you want to touch on this one, quick one, so that we move
education.
to yeah. All right, okay, so then we quickly move to other issues. No,
Mame chia na menchia minua penyi chas. Na me nana sinano yoko ni mantamu ohwe o my baby die. I'm a baby adwuma na mo ama aduane eni. Eni ka o my dan kese mini list say enem what my adwuma bi so dey koye adwuma wan hwe de ebedi wa ma bibi ani de ebedi adani de bededi wan hwe anyway
edi say
miss man brother nya di say rukana mka me enkabi yes aba ma sam na tintin aben chie tie fo ne ahwefo so ne awie na me ba na metie conversation ahodo a ekoso about education awie amate say former spokesperson for Kufado government when it comes to governance and security, Dr. Paul Grib watch Dankwa. Wa confess the first confession say President Mahama washa see na obia nitua. Fidia kofo efri abamu sumde ma Professor Merson the same fidie no bi and a Kufado so as a sum e dia Mahama. Kofo betna abamu for 8 years. Kofo do timi ye de boa Ghana education, especially secondary education. And he say, we di free 3 years, e call 4 years. 3 years, 4 years no de call no. Common sense bachelor will say, emofra no ombedoso because ko bia owie mfie mensa wo so okofie kota na brabos no. Woda so ti school ho afe. Enti se school adan no eyemienu a owo so de ba ko beka ho. Se na eye 3 classrooms owo so de ba ko beka ho because na ye wo 4. Se dormitory e na fanipa 100 a e wo fanipa 300 a wo se wo de 100 e beka ho. Dining hall e na fanipa 300 wo so de 100 e beka ho. Science lab I was thinking piano with me increasing from infrastructure to everything by 25% or 30%. Back for the free 3 years call 4 years no. Secondary school back kufu NC 8 years. Kufu MPP NC 1 secondary school. Do kind say obey bibia your friend model secondary school. And the school adanda da no e wo honom no e bi arrange no asele I was say ye pijam near yen model and into or shall say so yen 24 no went to me and so 8 years and I go for Wednesday be missing many year somewhere 2007 2008 Accra girls na emo friend be at the dining hall kitchen and na ebinum chobos esie congestion e so ho ba bia na mo friend be da kra na omunya ni nyina achi no kofo aban ebra awofo kra peso mkofo mo ma every school mo kra ba fie ne yesi da ye ma awofo ma awofo enwura school mo ho the same thing under Kufuado free SHS so de ba ye congestion emofrai bo peso ema Kumasi academy Kumasi high sesa no nka no emofrai 11 ena meningitis so hyew ya de ka omo a omuhu ye awofo so mo kwa akofo mo ma yesi da ye mo bi ansi school mo ho sana wotwini mu a emofra ni wuye yes sana wotwini mu a emofra ni wuye no napo education minister Kokumasi wanko school mo ho Akufuado Kokumasi wanko school mo ho Blacko wankasa nipa Black Sheriff ne girlfriend no de ne boy nwum no a Paradise no enu ka ho bi na enu oka omo mu wuye Kokumasi high school and Kumasi academy wanfa infrastructure bia nka ho the Professor Mills buy no not there's infrastructure deficit down here huge what they are not to chances so even basic education kofo do ya ni say what they Ghana call HPEC sika onya ye no oba wan fancy school dan wo di sisi toilet ene sisi kwa ho school dan ko wo si a 6 class unit block no de si ho na ye de basic kwa ho pe ni a painting with Ghana colors na ye de aboho HIPIC benefit. The Professor Mess by na schools under trees, over 2,000 of them. And they go on just say education work for say education. Professor Mess one complaining, the same way Mahama is not complaining. Professor Mess accepted the liability akufo ejaye and otisi mu or say yemko schools under trees or shasi will see the Korea say we see yes Professor Mess Ifra Bemono a first term of NDC now over 2,000 schools under trees has been eliminated. We see a united free ho echo secondary schools esha say yeah add more infrastructure and fanka home under Professor Mess Mahama government and a shift system one what Accra has say or ending no say em friend bi ko school anopa na bia kwa awia or ending nyina last one a Professor Mess ko commission ya one commission bia we do we e mamprobi cluster of schools. And then the last one, Professor Mess ko commission ya one commission project bi ma tweda mponyankopo etonsa e de frɛ no wo yi sa shift system no e di free ho schools and at trees Mahama eliminating nyina e di free ho e ma fe de mofra no enha omo a esa ko Mahama so be take over and na was yes o see more secondary schools e de aka ho under Mahama uti say of school be congested mofra nko ho mofra no enya baby mpo na ensida Akufo buy a popularity the same thing Kufo ye de pese ni ejidin o free SHS wholesale si sankro forma na enkra eda etata so ti se kobi akamba ekon ebon to okohu bi o twafi ni akoyi headmaster edi na osu eye eze laboni presby na teshi presby baby a headmaster bi ko kasa ya enu so muyi na di omo complain se baby amofra ne besiesi omo agya na bia kra bi ho na posu we enya den akra ha na wode ohia ne politics etu musum tuntum we anu akyekyira no ayi no ohim no ahim na kyese wode atraf fence na po do kan no no jane basa the same thing na kufu ado so aye ene we are talking about secondary school empo aduane amofra bedie eho odin Akufo-Addo ka kire yen say 2 years ago no ka kire say o end double track system because we see infrastructure. Akufo-Addo 8 years when to me and commission one brand new secondary school like Mahama AC over 47 blocks within just 4 years a commission Akufo-Addo and to me and commission one secondary school and a double track system eda so ekunko ho na almost free. My brother made na chief film Samuel 2012. Ne baba yo a oko secondary school. Na this one nyina go me kom. Nana last year semester a mo koye no. Ne feed ni nya mo toto enkwa no. I spent over 2,000 Ghana cedis. Abo friend okodi just 2 months bro. 2 months be no ba fie. Oba fie no sa de yade ne ba ye because nuane ade ma wo mo no enuane ne nye. Was I buy and me spend over 1,500? You didn't call hospital, you didn't buy, you didn't call, you didn't buy. Now, no fear they tremble, and almost be a school. I was a echo. Now, the sky must have spent over 2,000 and to me far within the space of 3 months. Our friend must spend over 5,000 Ghana cedis on her. We are not catching me say, are you free? Ye moka. Me waka ye bono, a dross to sin sabo frano, a quick school fees simple. Because why are there any basa? And ye di ehuna ed a school for a school secondary school in can free SHS coordinators no ye do mo kwatena or said the be ya headmasters no omo be sinichi on the headmasters and headmistresses so obi antimi nka asem
omo konkon for no
omo djuma no kwato ono no ene ye di Ghana sika etu omo ka na setekpe na no yi ni kadodo you see sometimes abutre eye e wo bibia mu who say ye to abama President Mahama wie na asem okan say afa the headmasters and headmistresses mo amuda school na muntumi kasa na kwanda ho obi ankasa
what's that tape no
I don't have it
okay don't
obi ankasa because now President Mahama were receiving a lot of complaints even a brand new opposition and no na inspire no man ka say no the free SHS needs to be reviewed. I will see a review a free SHS. Now we're very simple. Who headmasters and headmistresses are, and some show mobile.
Call them.
Who teachers are, and some show mobile.
Yeah.
Who parents are, and some show mobile. Who school for Kwadanoa, and some show mobile. Nemo abwana come casabua show me. Enti the analysis that the question say President Mama has stakeholder engagement in a because one. Enka teachers no, emofra no, awofo no, omwan and kebabeka say free SHS policy no. Yeah. Yanya ni such a way say. Yeah. Will be a bit me a training tria. Tisa borders ubetia. We a day student be free. And come one bekanti as a listening government like Mahama government. The Mahama government will just listen to the people. Any suggestion you propose our modiaba na abano diako. That is the way forward. Na nim say implementation of President Mahama beka wasam no. Dialogue na beka so beku awie no. Enye Mahama government ene beba ka kire Ghana for say free senior high school policy. This is the way I was say yako. Name parents, teachers, any mofra nankasa all the stakeholders omo na beka. We must say be bia. Napo Eco Education Ministry kose ho ofiri ho eno de ma eye ba ku yom friend said ene hwimu educhum eno no so ko wie no kojo running business Napo record educhum record do mutimi ye wo Ghana education say almost sa uniform because ye the contract na ma will be or the materials neighbor they have to make money pay omu wie a almost school down crackers no ye be painting foforo and also another business omadiama na omaji hu sikadi but to put measures in place to see make sure say ye ma emofra adenti na was by this time ofra esa for school mu can you say God na unipa da say human generation ye koye ni mo no na ye make lives and things better and easy for the next generation but under Kufuado MPP they always make things difficult for the next generation. And to free SHS what I say nanya wankwa ko basic school get me transfer for 4 good years no textbooks textbooks credit better mo frade e bin ho and the basic school work right na ho problem e wo ho good dada enye problem kitwa o but acquire say free SHS no a ene their political tool campaign tool no ene ye zoom ye focus ni attention na on but say we call basic school Nana enye free and nessa would oba ko abai school admission enye free. You pay no less than 900 Ghana cedis. Enti wama aye kosrokobo basic school na eho ena ye foundation etete mofra no eho na enye free. What jano what na jeje mu even textbooks I de be kire mofra de kra no ebin ho. Okọ eye JHS basa ena wo de aba be gina secondary school because a one year or more year 18 years ubetime nya omo vote and now the propaganda and what say education system no na say the opinion now can say no correct President Mahama can say crowd there is not only free SHS pay and obey dialogue or see the whole educational system or mobile betrasia we ni na no man who kwampa or mo de be good or mo de be fast so na say education system they are saying because I make kind Ghana for say abato so won sunsanso na abato ekotuma Kufuado efie nwotwe etwa mu eniama bone a obeye ye no ena Kufuado aban na so sunsanso no Ghana ye da so kom
of course
kosi say ene headmaster timi ka kire say ye bia school oba ne ba school amane fa aduane mra because say the task eno kre ena mo friend ko school banku no top kananka top boss de milo nido no anya eye hyeto kakra na o gari bia olonka ba ku bi na sem na wo de ko enen kwada ne top boss no eye banku no mo de ko enti odia na odu half anu afre na wo fo ofie mun get ready because besa
monfa
brongu nsuom na omo de aba banku na mo fra ni die ena wo secondary schools yetimi serve mo fra koko mori koko without sugar not to talk about milk cause you have our here and already. This is how Kufuado, the educational sector Kufuado, every Ghanaian, yen support here by no making sure. Say, society dialogue or national dialogue no do Ubi attitude stakeholders, Ubi anye bold, because NDC government is the only government that you can speak your mind.
Okay. Thank you. But just quick one. You heard Honorable Jinapo on fuel shortage. No, I want some just 30 seconds, 1 minute, quick one. Nayanko a directive for free presidency. Abanoso, quick one.
Oh, Kwabena, I think say on the minister responsible designator. We are responsible for the energy sector. International abekano ajubre na ba yenu anmo mo mantem wono. Mo be am panic. Obi anyina ni ogina. Or say more transmit bi and as more transport to be from Bope station na e dey akọ wherever omo here bi.
Wow, from Kumasi
so mo ye ho adwuma e mo obi anko trace. Now nim. Kwa mi problem a me woni say MPP for nsua bibi mfiri hawa ye handle omo government no. Enra na me hu say wonu an mo am asemba. I shall say a council said the CA communication and when I'm too dean na bibi Toms and I'm saying we are seeing and as will be a saturate as will be a favorite and in one say MPP for free a buying and night before or more handy over no more indicate say a bedroom Kania or Ghana.
Yeah.
No more indicate say we be see or Ghana. Your mama Bejiska or the bed 12 free SHS and also meaning say or more to Amana. But my joy is how ready are Ghanaians are. I will be a
support the current system.
I heard Professor Enin and I said, gosh, saying you will be in Kwani a chain, serpent for crying to me in Kreko Romo Demana. So, what will say? Now you will prison any appear. Tisabrina any found you know all these things, Kwabena. Omo de near my better to internet, so I'm on Crawford panic any day. Information be about all the sectors, you know. Mestre say platform ni bi na yenya wo hai. Ministers na ready say money media no be kasa. Mommy and verify Ansah amplify those stories, no. I think say we are good to go now.
Yeah. Okay. So quick comments here. Mark Dawson's commander, please come to Osu Presbyterian Senior High School. The internet is not working for more than 2 years now. And students in Form 2 are yet to receive their uniforms and are still wearing the check unions or whatever. The difference between the Form 1 student and Form 2 students that the check and the check unions have different faces. Okay, so Magdo Maalajo, patients Ofosu another thief, professional froster. Yes, one day the chrono cried the chair tutu. Okasa J was with him Wakadang. Felix Yabua or Ben is here on top. This free SHS is a death trap, and Kufuado obviously is an error. I know they're better. So okay, so Gloryland MFA says good afternoon, Bobie. I'm a teacher. Free education is a good policy, but selfish implementation. The most annoying part is the mass promotion. They spend few months in school and more months at home. Most of the headmasters are scared to speak. Teachers don't even rest. And it's sad. Okay, so Gloryland MFA, get in touch. You've been your experience and your contribution on the show when it comes to these kind of matters. Or software them says only God can reward you guys for your loyalty to a worthy cause, despite all the monetary trappings and persecutions. 99 gun salute from a software them. Thank you so much. Kakra Bedu says doing the lesson from Sumenya. We are grateful. All right, so I have this document and a press release from Flagstaff House. That's the presidency, signed by Dr. Callistus Mahama, PhD. Akwasi Opokria Bobie on your Facebook says poor education both in the basic and SHS. Audu Moham says watching you live from Taiwan. Hope you are doing well. Thank you, Audu, for your loyalty to a Yes Citizen show. All right, so we have the document here, Office of the President, dated 10th January 2025. Copy to the Inspector General of Police, Ghana Police, National Police Headquarters, Accra, Ghana, and Dr. Dampare, and a recipient. Request for immediate investigations into the death of 8 Ghanaians during the 2020 and 2024 general elections. Super. So let me just give you some few paragraphs. this excellent John Dramani Mahama your office to initiate immediate investigations into the tragic deaths of Ghanaian citizens during the 2020-24 general elections. These incidents, which occurred in various parts of the country, have left a lasting scar on our democratic process, and it is imperative that justice is served for the victims and their families. To ensure the investigations are comprehensive and transparent, we respectfully propose the following. 1. Establishment of a dedicated investigative task force. And their mandate should be that form a special task force within the CID to focus solely on these cases, ensuring undivided attention and efficient handling of this matter. 2. Collaboration with witnesses and families. Conduct thorough interviews with eyewitnesses, victims, families, and other relevant individuals who may provide crucial information. 3. Review of electoral security arrangements. Investigate the role and actions of security personnel deployed at the affected polling stations to determine their involvement or oversight. 4. Use of forensic evidence. So employ advanced forensic techniques to analyze and physical evidence, any physical evidence from the, including bullet cases, weaponry, and other materials. Okay, so 5, collaboration with electoral and civic bodies. Work with the Electoral Commission and other relevant agencies to review reports from the 2020 and 2024 elections for additional contests. All right, so to maintain public trust and ensure transparency, we kindly request periodic updates on the progress of the investigations. This will help to keep stakeholders informed and assure the public of your commitment to uncovering the truth. We are confident in the competence and professionalism of the Criminal Investigations Department and trust that your efforts will yield the necessary results to bring justice to the victims and their families while preserving the integrity of the Ghana's democratic process. So, I'd wanted to start with you, and thank you so much. Live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show, powered by Class Media Group as the mother company. My main car was Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant. Was main car say car engine bon buying from overheating, but car radiator tank bon buying na anye na chain, but car no buying from a fuel consumption. Na making sure say car engine a beche. Ni nyina say o sorry now drew chroma. Offer lubricant shopper. O say ope Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant. Or more 3367 coolant and or more 1090 coolant. Me pacho kwajo die adroba fo amotibenka mesremoda maka ade ya kire wo nipa maka de ya kire wo o da sanye no Father Abraham Herbal and Spiritual Hospital or say a wofanko barrier asofa Star Oil filling station from 0244 371 695 me boss be 0244 371 695. I Father Abraham Herbal and Spiritual Hospital. Also say yadeɛ ahodoɔ ɛnyɛdwa yadeɛ ɔbɛsa yadeɛ cancer yadeɛ type B or sa yadeɛ prostate or sa yadeɛ ulcer or sa yadeɛ ode pua yɛno so wɔsa wɔsɛ mojabroso wɔsa HIV jejewa bro typhoid die or sa yadeɛ afi wɔse sunsumu cases ope promotion ɛwɔ adwumam ebi ahontɔ original TV ope sɛ obɛyɛ ɛyɛ CEO yɛno ukohu ɛyɛ ɛgya Abraham or pagya wo sɛ hum ɔkyena ibɛhyia ahontɔ CEO ne dane lankrusa mu a shim ɔna ɛkorɔ no wahwe abɔ atɛkyɛ koraa ɛde agu ho yɛabɔ odua wafu ahyɛ onase atata ɔsa yadeɛ afi wɔseme nkankyɛ wo sɛ wopɛ sɛ broni fitaa aboa wo nyɛ sɛ bibini bahwi ne bibini ho na apɛ broni fitaa so ɔbɛboa wo deɛ a ɛneɛ na ɛgya Abraham wokunu adwane agya wo ɔyere adwane agya wo ɔsɛ bra ɔyɛ ma wa obɛnso ɔhyɛ obi dɛm kora no ho hyehye no ɔma ne back so oba odo masiaba kinkim afi was men kan say wutrinye bad luck oto ade ayento ye no so obehwa am na ne nyina ade ahia na pa ne se obaba na waboa wo eye ayi samina bi ye friend attraction soup love and attraction wanum huhu sa ade obi empel fa yes asem na we dware awurade yankopɔ mai na de aboare num na atu agu so ada na de aboare aware ani na even nursing sanye ni even nursing wanum hu sa ade obi empel kra de bra na obetumi aboa afei abɛfo semna ho ye no di dware om so ɛna omo semna ba ku bi so a ye friend commanding soup na Abraham se commanding ne de udi dware na se bia yemfa ne se chasako wu apeka ba ku pe kura ni ne nka pa wo hia no atia no fabra fa peka bra na wa jess wo no de amount se wo person wo de commanding soup agongo adwuma kura na apa adwumafo mu nkoji bi mu nware na wo mra agongo fasiam jirisi wo no a jess wo no de amount na okro no emfa ni agro kura na eni oso daye basa wo sebrenye anase bia upe favor ye no so okwa liso wa kai se wusia no atia no anunyi fa okwa ne bra anunyi agyan ne ka no na ode asiwo an robesi om koji liso we die ko mu nyatu we ka onya commanding sopu a wudi dware do akotesumu oduru wa hey anunyi na no ya wase no fa ka ne bra anunyi agyan ka no na ona okro was men kantre a man for say eye energy drink back wa baso am man for enompa eye rush energy drink rush energy drink a man for no bia o say ebusu eye energy level e ma atimi ye adwuma edamu ni nyina ene man for kono no niema bi eye rush energy drink you know ena wie me kanfo e de amount live in Accra 100.5 with the money as okay, so back to a serious business. Honto directive from the presidency to Dampare.
I'm so proud to be a Ghanaian. And I'm so proud to be part of a year crusaders advocating for this change. My only regret say President Mahama I need Dampare ready and Ansah as directives we ever. I mean quite a drain there. I was saying Dampare free ho. Now can nipa will take you over from Dampare no.
Oh, yes,
this will be the first assignment. Because the Dampare taking over after Opombuanu after 2020 election.
Yeah.
Dampare IGP for 3.5 years and more. It means you to baby less than 6 months and a Dampare you appointed as a deputy IGP and subsequently so you confirming no. Say Dampare enim say sankrofo na eku omo no e deserve justice and Dampare should have instituted investigation into it. Nobody said Dampare see then kwa investigating krofo eku omo techiwa wow no eku more than that.
That's the problem.
And Crawford Dampare as IGP, a commander me Kuomo Ghana under his leadership as IGP. No, they are more than Crawford Kuomo Techiman South in the Kuomo a December 70 elections. And to me, Dampare doesn't qualify. Says our directives way won't be lead because he himself needs to be investigated. Oko Bible moi. David. And yes, so basi asoro dan e de ahye nyankopo animunyam because David efina na hini mfiti ase ekosi na wieye wan dan na chi ankyere nyame da nanso nyankopo ka kire David say untimi si asoro dan fanhima animunyam esanse moja wo nsam unu obi irada wakokon akum krofo bibre enti David ba Solomon na ebedi ade na osi asoro dan no na ode hye nyankopo animunyam we see and we see man say yes we see oko kan 2 Kings 1 more and first ubun say yes we see dan Dampare doesn't qualify say obey tonight so or set up any task force or committee to investigate the murder of innocent Ghanaians a kuomu 2020 election and 2020. Dampare doesn't qualify. Yes, Dampare doesn't qualify because the Dampare himself need to be investigated. I was a committee near Betiano. First person also obeying in 1 year Dampare. First person was a supina and man betina commission name or task force name no obeying someone no. Dampare yet to obey December 7th. Nana Bosumin Chamu. San Crawford ye kuomu December 7th, December 8th, December 9th. Busa say statement be cry free Dampare office by. And it's a President Mahama Beka Dampare nim say ye kum Crawford be say you need to investigate. Even
you know not say how incompetent.
Yes, and yes. Or your accomplice. And the Dampare doesn't qualify. And the President Mahama and what we share Ghana football from 2019 to and I share Ghana football. Say ube your man pinia. No even 2019 yeah, ube your man pinia. Ayawasu West were gone. Techiman South killing. Sabrekwa share board ni him say 2024 cry say be kumo. We share but be make sure say be investigating. Now they will say ayoyo. Chesa won some kind one among one na wutu no. Na mom Dampare dear President Mahama wo che. Said yankana no unya betina so less than 24 hours. Na letter diso MMDCs will be a go home. Now say ka Dampare letter next.
Ananko ka ho.
Ka de
MMDCs for
no police ni don't me form for one letter T. Issue Dampare
now come on like
because the truth of the matter is say President Mahama the kind of no crowd pese wunya and the kind of justice our person with the ma wo mo eku omo and the war mo mudi say nyamo ho sem ye twoma so no President Mahama you will not get it because Dampare himself or your accomplice. Because Dampare leadership more than 20 Ghanaians, including and Nigerians and foreigners, will come on to one amobia. And to Dampare there, and yet the CID department.
No, well, we hope say be a JM na bemu for will do it because you want to know a young crowd from elections. Now, Crawford Dampare kumwa yes parliament investigating there. Are we not interested?
What's say a CID criminal investigation department? Nipa we CID director, my friend is Faustina. Dampare, Why you mama Dampare? Who say a Kufuor appointment or the ma Yohunu? Say onye deputy IGP in charge of operations. Dampare's rope competition. And to this position, no, at the Massa Faustina na in charge of operation as far as this election is concerned. And to Faustina Kasakwa needs to answer questions. Because when I am in charge of operation, near election, na police IGP ni police for na head of a committee every about once so. Na ya kum Ghana for more than 6 or more than 7. Ya kum amwa. One kasa wu CID no. One tina si hu say one na security here unsa one also be Ghana for amane e kwan ye fast wa sa Ghana for no wuye any kwan wa fast wa wo hwesa atentene na ebeko. It's not supposed to be from the presidency to instruct you to do your work as a criminal investigation director or the IGP. Mona waten kamosha asie entinkamu mu wie na mo dem report ba then it be a president through no Kenya na attorney general will take over prosecution na ekoso woman here compensation na dia momo but that CID boss no ti wono na san so adwuma madam pare no mumusa ne say ye to aba wie ye 1 month atwam sankrofo na eku omo e wo collation centers no omo report way committee be no matter omo investigate task force be no matter omo investigate terms of reference here that ben do report beba yemisa wo mo enti sankrofo no munim papa no manya no they don't deserve and they don't qualify to lead. See a quack official penukre womu Dampare doesn't qualify. The CID boss out to it doesn't qualify. All those people need to be whipped out. Was said President Mamia Klo Munina free ho and to the new IGP or the acting IGP any the acting the CID boss no nana say President Mama to sana mu we are now waba be acting IGP waba be acting CID boss. Now the first assignment a president Diama war is to investigate. Now me catch us the kind of speed any commitment or the Bayer said or Bayer Juman.
But other testers believe that JM has set a trap and Madam Paris.
Oh, that be a trap. And your trap. Name when you cry, I'm a Ghana phobia. I say, as a damn Paris 6 months now was so open. As a president, Mahama Ede Bemano. Minimum Sada Medjing. Because Sajma Mobabayano, and you're now Juma. And then a Bosumi Juma. It can take more than 2 or 3 months. It will be damn Paris still going to be there. And to be disappointment, no. Emma Madunium Kissing now say, as a damn Paris 6 months request now or request no. Somehow the government edge yet to me wouldn't say a trap. Say ye damn Paris free ho. Nani po baby IGP are acting, or the men confirm Kwabena acting. Near kwa CID and kwa clear hoso, near for acting. And since wo, na near for side directive for information will first assignment. Or Mampenidia war when free Minister of Interior. Way from the president straight. President Nankasa na instructing the secretary. And what's wrong? What's the office or ye? Near farmer this act and I may say, and what denya okeka. Our mother bay yes, Jumano, and yet be an Dampare de Baye. Because Dampare himself and the CID boss today, all of them need to appear before this task force and committee to answer questions. Because you come Sankro for no. 4 years a chum. Dear Kwamana Yakrano, 1 month a chum, or Monia She and Fanfa home, na Bibian watches on baby Vidia Fahon. Bibian watches on baby Vidia Fahon. And to minute President Mahama Yadrin, name one Babiaman in Yadrin, a Damparia. What this directive name and so, or making sure say or best set up that task force. Because Dampare doesn't qualify. Dampare in self attack. Because Bonia Dampare do Ghana police, you know. Dampare doesn't qualify, say best set up committee because of betting so no share someone of some course because he himself is a criminal. And a criminal cannot investigate a criminal. A murderer can never investigate a murderer. Ukwache Ghana for what say when you lead or call a shaman because Ukovobia are sure more and one no more hide. One more mulidi or more call suspect now mulidi no. What their bank about Guamonsa Aguamonai. Muko could do over here. Move through Anomono, as I said, Mubania Mukodi about 20 no master to go Musu Popo near Kuamo. Nana Obia bank about good in Saturday and 9 or see Dave Johnny, a chain police in as I need to go Musu Popo Kumsani Panumina. Umbe boom wa contact, Umbe in one and Champantry will be. Now they see where about Terra de be a list worker and once a man can ye. Bupon Crawford to extrajudicial killing, but pray across what Dampare among a leadership as IGP. I Ghana for demanding accountability. Now President Mahama Ghana for United Tums wash as ye because Bibia na mo to be say you open accountability. Accountability no one ekoso. We appointment the oral appointment I Magana phone say yes. 1 for no anka ke weni abre. Attorney General appointing Ghana phone now say yes one ke weni abre. We directive so that Ghana phone abre. Name mom Dampare die. He shouldn't be part of Nkrofua or mobility any probe or any investigation into the killings of Ghanaians. Yekuomu 2020 election. 6 months as obey IGP now why revisit those cases no. And Nkrofua Yekuomu December 7th, more than 1 month ago, under his leadership as IGP and as the chairman of the National Security Committee, Omonesha Batwaso, Ontuhana Mono, Dampare doesn't qualify to lead that probe. Dampare should be first. I'll be appear before that committee and task force to answer questions. All
right, I'll come back to you. Mekai Ghana Force, our big uncle, lawyer Ansah are joining in the studio, but remember now make a crack while I deal with Bono National Communication Officer, Regional, sorry, Akwa. So Akwa, someone Ababeto Igaso from the presidency.
Korani di kan ma mensere honto sa ajubre kakra minim so open in tempo na President Mama the situation now wo mu no me kura me de say decisions ni bi won ma watimi amiti time na ma read through document ba bontin no me mahu say enye police for nko an be adwuma no prof ti hey omunyina bambia minim so omuka no kore wo chi asem na ombeboa amayatene no So say the time my din time I want to talk as an area alcohol no more na emotions say asset in on my part because of sellers. Men I'm kujina much in my postmortem and Kwabena young teacher where we training college kuna omami kuna for na onu na ebe didi amane mami edibi wa anyi bosum ya katua and omo ne sekan ku no not because we call political party event omo say ofri school mu ba omo Ablakwa kwan omo gina no ofri honorable amedikrum inti omo wo ne sekan ku no ni ama mene on to be adwiri kakra ne say ensi wodam pare pen so meboa ne mo betoy e de no waya afa ho
nothing
ni ye wo mu pa ne say about 2 weeks to 2024 elections any ekweshira regional police command e obono ena nkomodie mu abronye kotena platform bi so kan say obi atwese kan atwese kan obi bu aba abonaba unsi eto aba wi abronye ntimi mpia abontin okruma edruba bi kura yenya platform ema abronye kan wo asempa before 2020 elections say onya honorable Ahmed Ibrahim obe lichino our public no invitation sa statement na chi no mkokun Silas killers na ikumu omukum no police ye adwuma junior officers nkwachi nipa 8 suspects ye do omobaye no reporter then regional police ni gina so emo bail the same day emo the brass band share the killers our constituency want to say COVID about ntimi admit nipa 8 the next day no monam we forget to we for over 50 edo ma begu sell but medress in there ijawom because na kasa bia ba phone so say o ma nya o mo asembisi Kwabena ni emi ya ni say investigator na ono na ye responsible no crime officer for the region no onya transfer with immediate effect because we show interest e wa asemo a efa obiba enkwa ho Kwabena Silas maame ni situation obi anidi amani bi ani amaame no anyi oni anwodin bi mu a cashew na this is a support ne ba no and the saddening aspect ni say the only son among about 3 sons no ne otimi call air college and sa brantie we ma single out Silas there no among the 8 ewui ni me ya pa ye oba no so a ofi suga kofe no blessing na wukuji baby ono so obi anyame mfa ne crazy Kwabena ni case na anya popular because when you obi amana nka bi amano wonim say lady no onyem
really
yeah ya lusu oni akora di nyina nti baby ani kunu no obi ano this committee I'll look for him they see psychologically affecting ikunu no adanya ne yire ni kotwire ni din oye votarian banda omo voter people no na ema banda wo market because banda for your farmers omo ntimi yinam Tibui River no votarians na atno before independence no omo an yinam no edu say e twire din a makobo opimfo na maame na survive few weeks after maame na wu ne ba no so a mokoy operation akra no so a omo so onyi nti akra no so eko sa crime we nyina koso 4 years twam ya nka hwe before elections am complaining say tinie see yes Silas wo ne omo ekum ni nyina achi no monye ho hweme abeto abronya asa keka we commander ni kasa bebre niam bi wo no ma ye ya ye nka sei Kwabena let me say this police ni no krampo a obetwere driver na Silas tin ka mu emma omo wo ne second driver no is willing to testify no say mimi bisa sa question no ewo regional command December and November ending afena police ni CID be frame phone say Charles me ko banda kotwere driver ni na ye kum Silas ewo ne ka mu 2020 no 2024 November afena ye kotwere driver ni na no asem meaning say the actions of the CID of frame say o kotwere driver ni na asem I suppose the regional police command said there was nothing happening around the murder of this young man. Inti Kwabena, me hwe nipa e be invite omo no. Yes, omo a omuni masem num. Omo a omuni bibi fa ho. Na ne mi de pa ni say I capture omo a omo dispatch the security of personnel. Edu omo Kwabena kroma be de. Na ne ya ni say ye wo binum ho no mu a say no omo didi abanum. Enti no ohunu NDC for no say be mo bi na no omo koku omo. Enti nipa na omo ko tachiman no eye commander bi na edo oma no wo mo ko banda no commander bi na edo oma no wo mo a ko other places no nipa na suma omo na no omo head nso wo ho they nearly repeated the similar thing. Your banda 2024 election day your military cars for your police team aba ye hwe na V8 mienu ayawa so boys ibi omo she military uniform V8 omo buy omo no badge omo ni din omo kokoso ene obia mfa ne ebesi 2024 na ete sa akom quickly any ye call military commander no ho ye call no one me ebisa say ye ni musa ode ufri sunyane na ba woni utim but these guys we don't know them miti sunyane woni misa sunyane fo bebra ba ha I no or delay in responding to us. They are part of us, but they came late. Now I'm saying no mudi anyway. Mujina we mudi na bo mukoko so. I'm guys so V8 mienu ni just so tinted. Ye call police commander no wa won na head security on. Ye bisa no say me I don't know anything about them. They just came. Nobody has communicated anything. And I'm rantie deciding say we mudi na de no ombewu ha na na ebesiesi. Enti omu jina banda dise police head ho o man tuka na to enyumire omu so MPP lusu no ena omu move ye kwamna ye maka di akira na mako jina MPP constituency office cheso ma san che party fo atade soja fo atade omu nsan me repeat the mayhem happen but on ba be hu say the entire constituency na ready say obi antimi nsan be kum nipa e wo constituency obio enti Kwabena masem nyina ne say Hunto, yeah, accept it. Was this civil society organization near the ade? A group of men with integrity, meaning the former Ombabubo Mudin and women. Young train MEM for me. But Kwabena man, who are dear be womb? Sir, dear, as a TV capture. Where dear enquire if you know? As a TV a capture. Kwabena me a first person medical voluntary say. Meko. So I say, Mekwa could be a dance here. President Mahama, o committee no, Silas said, the Miana Mukojino, make our police in here and a quiet friend of Pabori. Kwabena Munina transfer omo. Ya transfer omunina. Say, bay out, Nipa Yakuno, no once a made there, Bekwakoda. They should all come back. Young Concord Tanasi. Na young Kanu Kre womb. Young punishing Crawford. I'm telling you, say a punishing Crawford. Sassem we, it be in Sibu. But the painful aspect is say, upon all these things, you know, James and your press conference can say election, no, I peaceful, I fair, I free. Meaning, senu or here any muse nipa 20 nibu ena 8 nibu ye dia. Those questions, ye nyina yen konko shia wo committee nenim. And I say investigative team na omatino. Na omunhwem ba sami data dampare edibe free adwumom. Ana o frejumum de me so mo nyama president mama na minim say obetimi ahase e bi anyo ne bewie. Let's move on. Liso nyabotre mini o ba nyina mi hu kura na me yam shim say asem we ya o de kwa ma mi fancy.
All right, okay. All right, thank you. Thank you. Mama yeah, Papa, Ansah, sorry, Makwaba. Papa, Akwaba. Fisher,
Nyamishra.
Ami.
Na Jumapa, we are no sooner to me.
Ami. Made that.
Ansah, we beside the Mekwanse.
Yeah.
Me Bano Kai and Mamma, Yikakra, and he said. Yeah, 10 cry no man pee or what graphic and times mo na guide daily guide and a mirror and a better na se na wa kyerɛkyerɛ mu yi sɛ bi ota frache enye honko na ansana meba me impesu aso no nia konto kan na em sɛ dampare de no obey soft kakra and so say police for adwuma no ani owo nenam mpempi no tu no mobo ebi wo wa na enye ono na okoto yo na oya IGP nti no bibi e bekoso bia no on ide so bro no be bo no
bus stop
nti eno de na mom say oye medra na oye no evidence ni hosa na wa look akra nia
medra dem kind say police administration under his leadership as IGP akum nkrofo more than nipa 8 ayekun omo during 2020 election and he himself was so appear before that committee to answer
and I heard me know ya adwen
yes
me know ya adwen pa enye sa na ipoto kasem no akoye ti say he sitting as a judge on his own OD and me know ya adwen pa na unim okwape hima abranti bi bonu tuo okotu tuo okwape hima fie eda omo hye okwape hima ka no
da be no
be 2018 no
I see
onam ekropon the guy name ni mayo ntu okọ ekropon na ubisa mayo omedobo o hye obi anim so na okọ hye okwape hima afidie
really
bepem ne onamo asona hene koye complain wo police station bepem ne ye nkyere ne ye obi bobi na mutuo ye ndi asem ne ye enti nka mesre na omampanyi mahama ankonto ne bo oma ne ho be busumi na onya report intelligence report no nhwe ni nyina mu Ansah no be set up committee ya anka was set up and he say MPP enemy kan wo people who say MPP are set up election review committee woman na oma MPP a report no woman na omka committee members no ento asum wo enti senka obeto ne bo kakra up to January ending na onye hwehwem report we dampare na sign ye dampare ne breso nipa say na omonkwa ehwe gu ye bia nipa say na eto na SMS obenten we num nyina na watumi ahu say sebiot afrache Ansah sare ya mede no ba be form sa ebe yo ti train o committee na no ono kura oka hu bi say otwe no sign na wankoye sa na otumrika editu anamo no na se ekodu baby no hu se ti se ne ananado kan ne ye we de mafom na akoye eyim eni ne edi kan nti ne atusu mienu no on se o mampanyin dada na adodanko akufo ado esisi himfobi na nka by now no ese o mampanyin fofra wa be mahama otumi ka bribi fa ho wo ya na ado aban so ye wo hina umfata no advice ho na mfa sumdwe mra.
Okay, so which means you think say enyamani bi wa ye expanded
you
but the other side is that on to me ekueku said your boss say your chieftaincy issues are affect here pa
you
nan say ohine ni awro no ho ohima ni awro no ho all these cases are there so probably yeah konwa chieftaincy minister are taking place then we can have as a whole matter and deal with it or
you one say no wabo ayi na din say ono be attorney general
yes
why politics are check onim the role of chieftaincy in governance and onim nia say abanye obi a onfata ohene a nia ebetumi dia ba repercussions say beba afio chieftaincy minister no ba oni attorney general no ntrance ti say ekropon ese okuape yine aha and am beka say mahama okọ ekropon a o more popular say nanado ana meka no
yes
so ti say
yes.
no e more popular and say nanado ko see ohin a na onfie ekropon okra ya beka sa semi wo ha kan bepem ne enura akra de abrante no atro letter say nkrofo a mo shops e wo area ho no wetu wom umfie aha na eho na so ku apehima so anu yie pa na ede basa aba for how long na aban be trans na sa no man we nyantini ankofo asha say e kan say e kan politicians dey omo ye the same and so ohwe anka ni yie mu e na ohwe nti on fa say be a chieftaincy minister no so opa no o china on my ekura no ontumi enso ano because onim
there so an create security
problems are mano so they say enti anka say o set up committee impanyimfo say sa chieftaincy issues nyina misre mo ara by January ending no because Supreme Court kwe bua ekropon de no say one more convict high court judge now or convict abrantie no and now the chian ye transfer no court so utu
oh
me be kan no ha say ye cancel be enso ni tu mu a akan mamu no
some
kese so inti sa no ma no you on share ma on ya ni nyina ento court no so esane say ye judges no ya no pe promotion one promotion no hwe nti wo nso ba behwe so mahama oni abrante ni e close ana eno ano no na on kire say or a different from nanado ni eto so miensa wo hwe chief justice asemi a yemi ngonwa say media en hypos asemi obi your friend Professor Kwakwesare enyami o Professor Kwakwesare ni guy name ye Kwakwaza what petition say yentu chief justice yenu fi na konwa so ye mu be kan so petition na o de aba no sebita frache enye ade e betumi agina so edi atwe chief justice na sign so je say na mom say ye be kaya Speaker Abangbabin a communicated decision be now minority leader at the call Supreme Court. And Kansas or the call Supreme Court. And then a president Michael Quay time a buyer Abangbabin time a buyer a president. And the idea as I say a chain crano na a chain. Says ya obi the petition and pass yenyi chief justice as a senka yehwemu ye constitution na kire kwan a ye fa so edi ehwe sa ehwem omampanyin dada wo kwa eno so ha na mbeka say many omampanyin dada na many omampanyin a oba no besusu ho ni ahwe se ne baby a say ye de to ndi aka say okay o jama me ba meye na uko na me so me bana manya na amanfo nim ne on beka na we there
but the current administration make me revisit
oh you sure
the petition
as say one more year
I see
as say one more year as say na na do decision no take here no ni sa to me no Debbie one co process no
yes
nti a young constitutional
transition committee
so I say nti as say
doesn't allow for him to
as he said obomodia na o can say we there say ne be adache enkoye president emfa asem magana no me san hwem biom ye say bribisa abana president obepa nipa mienu a omo Supreme Court judges yanka say the most senior yanka say the most junior is it two justices of the Supreme Court and nipa miensa womunye MPs womunye lawyer for and womunye members of the Council of State sa committee we no na omeye nhwem na committee no or refer petition no man as or set up committee no paper and so suspend the Chief Justice.
Really?
Oh, you?
Okay, so the process is that, say, President, the current administration, I go back to the matter. Now, so I'm say a year, Professor Ansah, the petition on Bershimwa, or set up committee, right?
Say, was set up committee that, but Obi him, and also yasem committee ben and a power. Ghana ni biara.
So the whole process will be the same as
same.
But which means the CJ the answer or tranche.
You say suspended no. Now President Nkwan obe to me lift suspension President pay and no suspend. Nti ehwehwem na say ababia anymore.
But Papa, do you agree that the CJ should go?
I agree that the investigative process must be gone through. As for CJ going or not, me judge. And it is not for us to determine, whether the CJ should go or not. It is for the president to act in accordance with Article 146.
Based on your experience in the legal fraternity. And from your observations.
From my observation there until you see we share Article 19. Article 19, Article 19, clause 2 now. Every person is presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. Now say Obi
but it doesn't take away the fact that we have a man for opinion on issues.
And only a kind of court of public opinion. It is different from the constitutional court because constitution don't set up court to be a friend of court of public opinion. Until a man for back canon near until me can say o man penyin dada ade awaye e be sand the problem ama Ghana phobium into man penyin fofra wa ba no on fanto man anim say according to Article 146 say ni inti monko kan clause 6, 7, 8 and 9 Ansah na main president clause 10 edumeso so what I say on fanto yanim no yen hu say nia akon enya sa dachi bi yen governance system no ebesan de emiebium say Chief Justice bi ba no e bone a obere fe senior nanado handle matter no and say yes I de no biom what I say na edi ho no say Chief Justice ya hwehwe mu yi a na je say tambia no ne nsa hye mahamanum 1 year so say committee report no manu to me nya adwuma yi
but no try no here transparency
sure na transparency no means acting in accordance with the procedure laid down in the constitution e ka me nko a ono ankasa ono CJ na ankasa entumi advise the president say me amehwa ade na mo de ayem na enye because psychological on to me na me law school you can say me step aside no unye bone by step aside me trefia ma me ankasa me kokko bi ka jon say me trefia che but me san call law school obi enti mo retire me and say you did the same thing a year obi foforo sa enti say munim say petition bi wo ho a e say ye hwehwem na obi ahoto na mo hwehwem yie no bi aho ato no na nipa na efa na oye nipa oye nipa okoda obehwe sili no sa boni ben no waye enti ye treat no sa enti ye hwehwem yie dia o prove ni innocence a o twema obi ntwen enka se mo hwe toko no na oko no there be because
say born also there
na
and not just say kwa na
exactly
but when it comes to issues with the justice system minim amount for so your justice system here cleansing. Do you agree?
Yes.
Why?
Okay, after barometer na eba no confidence in the system no kwa na echo form ebi ni way nipa no that the chief of justice nanga no of former yentumi nka no ye but on no chief of justice so into no chief justice the minister of justice aha na me kan say attorney general yen di couple office no enfi the office of the Ministry of Justice. Yema Attorney General no enye technocrat. Enti usha say Assistant State Attorney could do Chief State Attorney. The most senior of the chief and chief state attorneys no. Womu bako ana solicitor general no.
Yeah.
Quantity na solicitor general and deputy attorney general.
Okay.
Enjinanka progression ufi solicitor general na wakudi attorney general. Enjina career progression. So what I say.
Yes.
Now where there yafa politician any asande justice channel asheno say or no minister of justice or a politician. Moon ye dikopola politician no enko dwom no nkoton ministry no but attorney general there obeko court. Ni dia ne say baby I say eda no e ho not bed. I will share the attorney general or babeko here. Who say normal P or why a chair and he say ene or kasase politician or china or kwak or kasasa attorney general na fanti for beka amese na ede or how P abre or in the injustice system no there Ansah na ye betumi aka se achia nso emu ye ana na ezese amanfo na nkasa nya confidence was sister who court ye bedi wasem pepe senior emra no ahihye no now chief justice na mu se obu emra no so a ye ntumi na se ye ntumi anka de a ene na justice na wai.
Prof, Mercy, back to you. Listen, Akwaba. So, on the directives, free presidency to the IGP and maybe other matters.
I mean, can't cheat for na me more about some need you must away. Na any demonia who Brasil so mentia me senior mentor. Mentor na. You see, I don't know, say, as a mentee, if I'm really learning well, I know so do never share that. Alright. Later, no, we are will be the Sunday me. Na nipa or the letter ni Sunday me no or a posini. Na menene din komo kakra. So posi for best 8. And normally letter ni send me. Because letter no, I say a bus keke without communication beyond the letter no. Ama ebufu abba krum kakra. And I believe say I've explained to a couple of them, but I would use your platform to really explain in details what I think. I cannot be speaking for government because I have not been told to do so. So, BMA can be my opinion. Even though I have spoken to a couple of friends, I would not want to speak as though me kasama buying there be. Kwabena, letter no, my preamble to it is to say government means well to investigate the subject matter of electoral killings, extrajudicial killings. Yeah, you see, we election 2020, 2024. And the intention alone, say government be investigating the subject matter, no, is enough to tell, say, corporates will not be left off the hook. And that one, it should be the assurance of Omwa Sebi, Oma Ashre, Omwa de share, ya Omunsuno Sinimuatie. And a letter that means well like this, no. say sebi bibi any kwan say enka esie san say the problem currently ewo ho ne say lawyer wa ha ye wade bi ye wo mremu a ye friend no nemo Judas Inkosasua. No one can be a judge in his own court. So me ye bone a now ka say me investigate me crime I will end up exonerating myself and there would have been no crime. Enti letter na ebaye no aban must withdraw the letter and wait until further notice, because dampare is a crime unto the Ghana Police Service itself, and he cannot be the reason why investigation bet me akoso. In the first place, abai way wako election, you know, the na Ghana for el sune say obabe jiyen every yen pochiremu. Dampare is one of them pochire. Yeah, one no why terrorists Ghana for so. I terrorized the people of this country for many years. I obey a friend saying IGP. For 3 and almost half years here near IGP no. We have not slept well. The level of insecurity I want my way no. And no. How can such a crime scene be ushered into investigating crime when he is one of the accomplices? He is. So the letter has not come well. In fact, we have not begun well. The government has not begun well.
On that footing.
Yes, because first adia ban ya 1 year Ghana for here chaupa, and they say MPP ni be deputy speaker. It's a crime. Because Ghanaians voted. Yes, people are telling me so many MPP. I'm going to say when you say party there. Yeah, party, but party has become a crime scene and we have to condemn it in all uncertain terms. Because the party has become a criminal institution. I was here can't born with the Roma Mafu. No be anko join anko ye criminal. Mr. Say Maka, or bedroom say, wow, Becca some MPP ni biano. Open so cast me a criminal. Timido Becca court. I'm what be you, one. So we will say, maybe, lawyer there, maybe he has not seen.
Well, you see that
he has not seen it.
No, you see.
Say no. Oh, mentor, who say, baby, your party na ko akuduru na. Bibia fa party no bia ye crime.
Was I say baby, your party na ko akuduru.
Ai, say your party no. Say
was say we ja the pen wo yanko fire.
Kwabena, back to the substantive matter. Kwabena, Ora Mahama who say Mpanifo see the Jawa near the Aswao. The letter was under the pen of Ora Callistus Mahama, very learned and brilliant politician and administrator. Now, maybe they didn't think through well, because can't tell you how many people I'm a pussy for fu too much. Don't parry no Jan Magana Police Service. I won't kebi. Yanumbi Sebi Yakoye street IGPs and the ya Jojon Kofakuma. Now, Kwabena, what are the crimes? It's extrajudicial crime. Say yes, will be why then election mu about to keke o ya boni tu akunu. Ansah na John Mahama ebe ye mampani no. Dan pare no atena so emfie miensa ene bosome enan as IGP. Ipacho. Enti does it take John Mahama pe so ye mampani Ansah na dan pare timi aye adwuma? And now say, John Mahama and his government is trying to tell the people of this country, say, until say, they didn't have to take John Mahama to tell him to investigate the subject matter. And funny, because one also was supervising several killings, including Nipa 50 and Botiano. 7 was Savannah region. Nipa 12, Nigeria for 12, and several others. Akwaya and Kranzani. It was under his watch. And so, Ghanaians are not happy. The letter must be withdrawn as soon as possible. Because until that letter is withdrawn, you are trying to preach a certain year. You want to keep Dampare. And Ebasa Abai we yent mini ntena wiase e ma ne nye Abai o person ne Dampare ye adwuma no. Na chese Abai no ono so no oye just as an accomplice as Dampare. Hey. Sabi
na ma ko ma for e na or they test it.
It's possible.
Possible.
I am a last bit.
Okay, reaction. Public reaction.
I am a last submission. Was a mature wa. Mature say. Ebi ana letter no. Na me ebi ano me de kan asem wa me de kan last because ebi I am friends with asem obedwem. Ebi na akoye ebi na akoye de ye adwene a na no so ko fast maba. Enti owura mahama. For the second time, Listowel disagrees vehemently with that decision to let the criminal investigate the crime. So I submit. You are be a friend of whitewashing the crime. Kwabena, what we say, nipa bi timesha da ya adie bi na ama obi a ono na eye bone no na afei wono abeye nipa susu se on na ye papa ebinum de nam say oh Dampare won the boama NDC ewe ne ye
ono ana ekeka na ebinum
say wo wa apafo
he engineered it.
Yes, o wa apafo na sankofo no omo kan hu say any day bi on beka sa asem ni bia no they insult John Mahama because Dampare never went to campaign for John Mahama. Dampare
assist John Mahama.
Dampare never made any campaign message available to John Mahama. In any case, if the Dampare crampo you be ni din say waboa election ya eye ni suban boni inti na Ghana Police Service almost 80% etuti aban no ni suban boni ya odi ya IGP and say aposifo abufuo e mo hu say until say ye be to aba ama aban foforo aba ni apam Dampare busuani na free yen so no ye be make sure say sebi osuma ya yentimi nka se yenko because master says ene de ye adwuma ye be ko akwabra the things that we are privy to no some of them are national security matters yentimi nka na obedwam ehun popoye nkete ana ya na ye betete ho ya na nipa yam sese omo no.
So me read here, you know. I was with the opinion that okay, so I will say 2020-2024 elections incidents are now police in shame. Then another bullet point when we say police personnel, security personnel are involved, almost investigate.
Yes.
In the other end, Dampare de Noir. You know no parliament no. Yan fan kan say Botiano had Dampare akokum krofo a. I don't one fan ni nyina kan na yanye.
Yes.
I mean that
you see Kora no na sometimes
na ebetinya tena epon ba ko no. Na su start ni nya realistic answers and solutions to this. And na me feel say be boaye. But on our part there, ye pedi ebe ya ebe boa yemba no emodi diemu. Inti whatever engagement it is biano, our doors are open for that engagement to take place. Inti me believe say ye dialogue, ye engagement betimi aye nanka yesusu ho ye hu kwan pa betimi afa so.
So meaning say so far a PTA mu ni any stance bia more discuss on this matter. Is that right?
Me participate here, ye ni any stance bia. Because any stakeholders, into your say, you bring the appropriate stakeholders, then we fully engage ourselves. Now you would quite private to me a factor. By no dance, you have to threat are buying our person, your papa John, the money Mahama say. nemba egu ye kotodwe egu fom ye panichel ono do onye bibi ma ye ni menimu ya na aduane ho nsɛm no enko fom esan se akwa akomode ne de woche na de denya papa enko ni chimu da ye pamocho ye betimi support but e ba kodu sen ye be ya kodu sen ye panichel ye yuzu mo fidie kɛseɛ so e de panichel se mraso ombre mu ma ye papa normal situation no emba fom
se ano say omo aye measures bi a enkola no de benya aduane kakra wo school, right? Because and me say omo ka say say you need education minister, so obviously be akwa GES, right? And me say GES for ka say omo ameki the niema tutu kwamu a for the next 2-3 weeks at least enkola no ebenya enough food. Is that right?
So by that enough.
Okay.
At least oma ye akwenya oma ye measures kakra. A bit easy the system for now. But enye enough in enye ultimate so for now.
I see. Okay. All right. But money GS for doing komono. What is the way forward? Eya umbet me I provided enough said your work no.
You mean ya as you speak now there. Any GS funding komoye.
I didn't ya.
But mimi na make from the past no. Say yenya akonya ni omundi nkomo bia because omo no adwemu de. Omo hu yen say ye pressure group. Yenya se wono. Ye betia ye pressure group minia.
Oh.
PT
I
is
see.
a staff bungalow. Yesi dormitory. Yesi dining hall. The support BBM. How then we become a pressure group?
I see. That's bad.
Yes, yenya man yourself. Ya no kwa na yeka, ya tie bia na yeka. Nti as we speak now there, ya ni omo enya engagement bia. Ba ye gidi ye say, omo somo ya wopo. Nti esu na yesu, omo ate. Nti omo tinya ye bibi enimeni ya ide aboa ye mba no.
Okay, Mate. Me that's it. Nyame ya aduma ye besi akasa bio Irene. Yeah, that's me. All right. Okay, so that's it. Like when I cry 100.5 Citizen Show. Okay, so Dr. Peter Ansah, Executive Director, Institute of Education Studies. What line? So, Doc, Akwaba.
Yeah. Minya.
Finishia paso.
I think come to you.
Ami. Ye kasa ye na ache.
Since here they were near you. Mom,
Doc, you no crown put there. Your friend say, more can say posterity crown fan cho be
Exactly.
We are in a mete say Dubois Center also motoma private investor.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, buy ko tutu ma ka investor na se wo nya adwuma. Yepe. Ensa mra ban ho. Enya se ebeda asore. Na bia NDC private man bi so akwa akwaji. Wo de sa aba de a ene na enye yie wo krom a wo. Wo de sa aba se ye so mo ko ye friend say trade fair. Trade fair no. Ye nyina ye mpa ye ne say ensa mra back to aban ho. Omo anamre wafo omo amobrofo no wo shop so omo bugu ye no omo redevelopment new year omo mo bi na obi anya bi na asumbia ba na anigi aba na nya se eba NDC so eba be fa de akwakomo omo nkrofo obi anti ase ye ne de wo ye ne sa de a ene be ma enye ye okrum ha just do it well and we are okay.
Exactly.
That's all.
No man nyina
idea.
Obi enya bibi kakra na. Obi enya obi o hanye bibi kese bia na o show.
Be
more to just put life together.
And I know many obi din ko na mka chen say Ghana fo a wo mo tiam no nyina obi anka se be si fi o cantonments manu.
Davi.
Obi anka se laboni edan wo pebi. Opese ono no okọ edwa so no ton ne ma at least say taxes kura no otri a wono so benya ne mfa so kakra no nso dia kwa akoto aduane ma ne yere ne ma adi onipa no won sori amre bia ne light bill ebu no kom na minister eda kane mu free na wo bu nso free no obu fuel free Ghana ni ye complaints you know.
I think if they listen to
Obian can say Sebi Kufuor ye president on Wedriani or Metibi Mobini. And I said your mama ye president on Wedriani or Metibi Mobini. Debbie Ghana ni complaints I don't know na kwai why you need to be confed and free with muba ombre. Obeba betete ediane so. Am obian ye biadi. Na kwai na ye o first kana na dia kwakwa tra UK na ko disco. I'm calling you woman to woman. Anyway, Doc, so you didn't come about this food shortage and all that. You need PTA for Ekaseni. PTA for no say na afi neja. Almost first pani yes sidelining woman. Afi no mutimi kasa. And now you te say Charles for kasa aduane kakra ewo ho. But from Momo's side, what is happening with these food shortage issues? And mobile proposal Kolani Sam Refi and now more Enwoho.
I think I think Charles it will be latest be late last month. Now almost a prompt say GS Ministry of Education and by extension union I say there are certain challenges, any outstanding issues there also I know deal with. Me medical can say a woman say Charles about Abekasa. A lot of people are happy say people are now talking, but for me I don't think we should run our systems, I mean our institutions like that. Charles any individual, Charles any association. So I was wondering how Charles was thinking say by an association coming to bring out the challenges policy in face, you know. They be victimized you be. It was going to be highly difficult for them to or where they think it's a president and come be victimized and as a secretary and as a PR. So me quite encourage these institutions because people were being victimized and as a victimized they kept quiet and then a lot of things have gone down the drain. I feel more so that that vacuum of information that has created in it, and that is your bomb about it. Say we have to call them out so that we don't get these things happening. You don't get these things happening.
Okay, so also
too. When they called for the postponement of the reopening, we were thinking, say, GS any ministry liberty. Unfortunately, they didn't listen to them, and then Kwalana Kwaku do school, and we all know what is happening. We are informed, say, some amount of money were released on the Friday. The day now, GS edited about say they won't change the reopening. That I think it was Thursday evening or Friday. Some amount were released to the schools, which according to some of the heads, is woefully inadequate to cater for them. So for us in India, we're thinking, and Bobie, you see, when the government took over, they identify crisis in the energy sector, and quickly, they put together a team to address it. We were thinking that they would take the education issue also as a critical issue because in Kuala Lumpur already now they have lost a lot of time because of the this double track now Omoyeno. And interestingly, this Kuala Lumpur they will be vacating very soon, and then we'll have to come back somewhere in May or so. In fact, more time now so I was thinking, say, the government, I mean the new government would quickly put together an ad hoc committee. Now, addressing this food challenge, World Secretary Schools. President crying now or can say they are going to put together a committee to look at education as a whole. And I know that it's not going to take 1 or 2 weeks to do this because that is a more comprehensive review or more person or more year in the education sector. But we have a challenge at hand now. A challenge currently ministry any the GS leadership intimate handle and the only thing I still intimate solve issue. So I was thinking that the government would put together quickly, or maybe let's hear by in case a minister of education in count. Now quickly on start to say or taking control of certain things now on dealing with this challenge and Kwalana first year for third year for now a school no go through. We shouldn't wait and leave these things in the hands of the current system, no, because the current system have not been able to help deal with the situation. We need fresh hands and fresh ideas in dealing with this. And I was thinking it would be treated as an emergency, like we are dealing with the energy issue. Unfortunately, I think that we are still leaving it in the hands of the current, the old people now war ministry in the name, GS and some of it in the solve issue. But I don't think that is the way to go, especially looking at it from the point of view, say, in quality school more, now a DNA issue, after the parents, although the problem was not created by you, your swiftness in addressing it is very important so that you don't create a certain impression in the mind of other people going forward.
Mebusa say, baby, I baby dream. Sa aduane issue no. Minim se wadu my school semachi ache. Edi na the problem ne bai.
I think the one day you have to get time. Program na be we are home.
Me pa try.
Anytime I'm around, you see, there's been a pile, a car aboso for a long period of time. This issue started in 2021. Into we say yes, centralizing into the fee. You can't a central point that you nipa or supply egg, nipa or supply, but no supply ma. Schools and I say there were 3 companies and other 3 individuals are almost supply, and these contracts are given by the Ministry of Education. This was not how we were running at secondary school before we senior high school. What we used to do is the heads were given the opportunity and were in charge of the feeding. So the head, the buzzer, and then the matron. I want to know take charge. Even if they don't have the requisite money, because they have people they were trading with, they are able to quickly arrange something for their school to be able to keep the children up in terms of their feeding. But then with free SHS, yes, it's some model, and it's centralizing. So, my friend say, Gardiner, there will be 2 people are almost supply all schools in the country. You find more, there will be 3 people almost supply all schools. I don't know issue honorable to buy with the spied
rice issue, no.
So that is how we have been doing the thing now. So when you do it like that, and that's a one thing for phone canal. That's almost supply will be there's no way you'll be able to get food for the schools. But if it were in the hands of the heads, at least almost the way I obey, because at the end of the day, they're all running school. So the heads have no control over how food gets to their school. All that they do is to tell say, we need this, or indeed we are short of this or that. And this is interesting. Ansah, there was a meeting in the evening that GS is now asking the heads to indicate the kind of food stuff they need. They send them Google form to indicate all these things, and then they will find ways and means to supply to them. So that is what has created the problem, and that is why I think we agree with them. NDC said we need to decentralize the food supplies and then make the heads those who will be in charge of the food issues in the schools, so that when there are emergencies, they will be able to sort themselves out. And where there are challenges, we will know that this is where the problem is coming from. But to centralize it and give it to people, and then you are not able to pay them, and then they decide that, okay, we cannot also continue to supply you. It means that you are going to put these children in the situation we are finding ourselves in. Apart from that, there were a certain amount of money that was supposed to go that will enable the heads to also run the daily activities in the school. Of course, with free senior high school, they are not supposed to pay anything. So the money is supposed to move from the government or the ministry to the various schools so that they'll be able to do these kinds of daily administrative activities. Those monies are also not going. And that is why they indicated to the ministry through their letters and they said they need all those things to be able to now start or fully run the school. Unfortunately, cannot more release at that time was not that enough.
We share various surveys. about 90-95% of Ghanaians now are calling for review of free SHS. Why do you say?
I have a paper coming up next week. I think it's a copy with you. A very dicey situation for the government. And I've said this on several platforms. A very dicey situation. You see, the same people that will call for a review, and I didn't listen to the PTA person, but I've listened to them on other platforms, that they are asking that they will pay, or they will feed their kids. Will be the same people one day to say so a tight road, and a former GS boss, Mr. Tega put it to a minefield and NDC, and they should be very careful how they handle the review process. There are certain ideas we are sharing. I'm thinking that this should be so comprehensive and so consultative. Sir, every single voice that needs to be heard is heard, so that at the end of the day, whatever product that will come out, whatever decision that will come out from that consultative thing will be a collective, something that is owned by every single person that have a stake in our educational system. Else, already politically at the actual when you take over, you will cancel the free senior high school. What is the state of the free senior high school now? There are a lot of challenges, but the state is that people don't pay anything. Now, how do you solve this problem without asking people to pay, or without introducing something that will make people think in their mind that what your opponent said is coming true? It is a very serious and political roper, and this should be very careful in trying to navigate around. And I think that the best process in the president indicating there should be a consultative thing that they would have to do, and it should be very comprehensive. They shouldn't listen to only a group of people and then move ahead to introduce anything. One day it will come back to haunt them.
Anyway, but also paper remember
Monday. Yeah.
Okay, so which means Monday we can have a very comprehensive discussions on this matter.
Sure, we can have that.
All right.
For me, I think you see, any plan should not be how do they call it? It should not be immediate. The NDC can gradually introduce other elements into the system. And you should also have
okay, so give us an example. Give us an example. Elements based from where you sit.
So you do not immediately ask parents to contribute. You don't do that. You don't. If you do that immediately, it's political suicide. So that should not be an option. There is a proposal, Honorable Secretary, I introduced it. I think some people were not happy. But if you look at it from the policy perspective, I think it's one of the things they should be looking at, because most of the and he asked free senior high school should be day school oriented, and that is why they started the e-blocks, and you saw all the e-blocks were supposed to be day schools, and you see, because the amount of money you spend on a day student it's not the same as that you spend on the border. So that is a long-term goal that the NDC maybe should be looking at, that you provide very robust, comprehensive schools in various communities, and then gradually you move towards that direction. But Ghanaians are able to embrace that concept. You should be able to ensure, you find other means to fund the policy. Fund the policy. There are so many other measures that you can put in place. We suggested something like introducing maybe a little something among your on your get fund, so that will go into free SHS, so that the current mode of funding the policy now, yes, the government they take it, your parents don't do anything, would be maintained. Then you also create a fund where the parents now PTA for should now contribute to the fund and not to the school. So anything that will go into that particular fund, would also be used to support the policy. But But to ask parents to pay something now, no, a political suicide. Remember, you have only 4 years.
Anyway, Monday, Yebeshia.
That's what Martin.
And that's me. All right, so that's the live now. 100.5 Citizen Show. And the discussions no dorsal. So, yeah, but make I say, me offer lawyer Ansah sorry will join us in the studio. Make I say, Yenya Chasaku also join here. Bono communication officer, regional communication officer. Yeah, wapam abronye every year bono. I join here. Honto and Listo will join us later in the studio. All right, so thank you. Minia Akwaba. Okay, so Oba, now to a conversation. I don't know whether you have something to say on this food shortage and other issues. Quick one.
Quick one on Nsema Namudi Honkomwe.
Yeah.
Also, me a parent.
Yeah.
And Ania Napapani Canina. Don't wanna. Meno Nkomo Dibi Bre wa Hanum. I think say my razy be at the actual. Now, I am there, say reality no. I catch up with us. And I'm many agents who say Ghana afford to do no. And who say I buy we near my near Kafan who say I buy non cano cre, I buy non cano cre, I buy non cano cre no. Reality no. Aba betu you now. Come Oko aye mission schools. Mission schools I work Ghana Hanum. Me bako mission school. Me bano tia PTA 400 Ghana cedi every year.
Every year?
Yeah. Under the free SHS. 400 Ghana cedi.
I see.
But under my senior high
every
school.
Every term or every year?
Because unse acquire to say no school no mine semesters or mine in the hill. And acquire 2 terms instead of a friend is saying no.
3.
And no omuchembi no utia 200 or a semester we are not the second one what ya. Akrani pia e kan bela omode man school. And the term be amene nkrani shi am say enti Ghana nkwan ye definition of the word free. And we are seeing a definition of the word free. Anna. It was a me parent, you know. Me go school first year. My top books worth of about 3,000 Ghana cedi. Amakurano. School ni say, okay, a kufuado a time open or didn't tardy and never. Maton tarim you know the amakurano 600 Ghana cedis. Sa school. Ya can't me say. Sika menti me bani pe baby at the school one magisa me boa in terms of renovation. I'm a material says can through PTA. And so why dene e school mu hono ma contribute me to boreholes. I'm a school na me bani ko ni free no. Sa school na me bani ko na. Yes say me pese me bani balance diet me nya backup. O my provision bi o corner bi o school mu hono. Akram kwa koto ne fed aduane ayeden adi because aduane ho nyina for almost 3 months ema carbohydrate nko a these are real issues are na wo school mu onu ma or headmasters in intimi nkan yeah anunti once a year arrangement 20 Ghana cedi yeah ni bi no yeah, you know, I will inform Mano. Yasa a backup of 20 Ghana cedi daily for Obana free senior high school now. Obisa Jitum sa Obanako school free. No, Jitum sa. Ensua school ni bi ensua mbenom no. And why a deal to the sense say a catch a parent, Miss Eja, obey me Obana batu so. Obana benumu. But the Yasi Jitum sa Obano, Oko school free. Yes, Jitum. Now, maybe go free now here Banku pa ya kasona. Kwabena aso okoton. Banku.
So now, what is the way forward?
The free SHS na. Nana de danko akufuado ya no be aka 1. Free SHS no. Yenye bold as a country ni mpe bill. Embra. Be my clarity the source of funding. Only we said another free SHS in any source of funding. Oh yeah.
Well, sir, can say the oil proceeds.
There be Kwabena oil sika na da hono.
That is what they say.
Oil sika na da hono. Sa Akufo-Addo use oil revenue na e ban nsem no. Emu 10% kora mpo. Emu 10%. So you should the call free SHS no mu akwabra. Enka double track nki atwam. Meti se na opinion ne ka say da o say your friend is saying.
Peter Anti.
The Peter Anti kano. Money rem fi say free get fund na. Or pese na yen mine ho say betimi the get fund ni bia. Kan we say get fund e okoma as we speak. Get fund revenue e okoma. It's
I think say some collateral.
Debbie, I don't know much of Poku Prempe de collateral of $1.5 billion. I see young for 60%. Emma special purpose vehicle. Ain't he say revenue no crack or to get fund no more. Get fund no 60% cost special purpose vehicle no. Amana ko tua Ghana ka amaye. It ko bra who say 40% no. Enu bia na de ma scholarship no. 40% no, and no be any the get from projects ahodo. But they forget, say, time I'm penning for a move school from 3 years to 4 years. No. Professor John Ivan Satamils, or the 1 year, Kwabena, 1 year. True get fund, yes, I tell not get fund, Nabra boy. Get fund. Satem na Nabra boy.
Yeah.
And no ma get fund, Kwabena. Otimidi see classrooms are at the end of the day no accommodating craning na yanya double track. Uka we nyina wi akwamna obi ba ka cho say what is the alternative anamebwa.
Yeah.
What do we do? United States of America, United Kingdom, Maya omo no. Say omuka say even omo support to education Kwabena enye nkura nyina ne betimi akotena boarding school say bi mko school ba fie be sua fie nyansa enti community day school no Kwabena say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo solution kese ba ko pa opeso de solve problem na ene say oduru adujama community a how busy kroni ye Kwabena compared to before 2016 adujama.
Yeah.
That you know.
Yeah.
Now, Kura na dawa na campus and school on Kura 300. Suddenly, and Kola because of e-blog no, I attach headmaster, assistant headmaster, and teachers bangaro no Kwabena. Ama Krona ye bizarre and over 2,000 kids. School mo no ma. Dudu na mko school. No man say a day. Abefie. Uko techi my jakwa. Community ajomama di school ni see no jako ho no one of the populated saying community Techiman municipality ho and almost o my metro SAS kolano enya accessor science lab the library atie bia wo prempe college bia no ebi wo SAS school mu no ma akra ni school na o ko no etese ni o ko no kurukesiem but enini maame efie no half a kilometer, even bicycle, and 90 ekrano, utimi 90 kosan den ebefi. Enti issue about ye person grading in our school. Ye ni the facility ebe accommodate omono. Na the 8 years or no one founder ba kubuzi akrom e-blog ana joma mesi. Weja no one fa blog ba kwanto so. Kora ye activity. Jomama said there was aka se wati committee so omunko review issues no. Kwabre bedroom baby. Nesi ye nyina agitum say yam block this particular way revenue way near focus on education Ghana for nyina mu situation na say the city obia ntwa free school num bakwabra you can't take PTA from current educational way no.
Yeah, that one is clear.
Others say benefit. I mean mission schools no me bako Anglican school ubetua na niame ya ne say minister na okotra UTV ni Accra FM ka say yama free education no me ni ko PTA school mu ono ma otua PTA no 400 na mi suma tua na MCE atua na CEO na tua ni e deceive the public no Because altogether, na finibe so no, na ma contribute to more than 1,000 Ghana cedis.
So right now, the issue is that one, PTA for MWA omodi abua a year on my way education over the years.
I know.
So we should bring back the PTA. Now omumra mebwa. You know near one.
Number two.
Then said ya ubu born near maybe so a hu hia pa.
Bill emra.
Yes, you know, but you know nyama enokrano. Enkolano edidie. So are we bringing back those days ya your school were to me only a farm?
Kwabena farm no kura no ye. Farm no kura no ye a chiri nkomo. Mane nchiro ne e cost to Ghana kese. Transport and kro no e wo buffer stock. Buffer stock ne suppliers in them no. And the discount no do. Kro no nti na nkura ni di simple. Obi supply Techima Senior High School and cut any beans. Uni baby odi free ba. Odi free Cape Coast. Na mpoano ye don katie. Mpoano.
Miwa ehwaro ne ye don katie.
Tebi open katie market kese a. Eya bofo edi Techima.
Yeah.
Open bro market kese a. Eya tebubu. Eya dwira enkransa abofo ni Techima. Edi kwabre. Edi kan krese obi de ka afa bro any beans every Cape Coast or neighbor Techima. Adaya ya man contract or your party ni into one supply no cover the cost of over beans every Techima jom Ediako Techima Senior High School over bro every Techima jom Odia Kra Diako Sampa Senior High School and it's a over bro Edia Free Cape Coast. Baby, Nani says that the biggest maize farm in Ghana. The biggest maize farm in Ghana. Ewa Tebubu. Until then now, cause all these expenditures, uja, until let's reverse the feeding of the children or back to the bursars, the PTAs, the headmasters, the headmistresses, near there, you know. Now, Omo and cost a friend say effective, purchasing. When it comes to say kwako to aduane, na kwabra yenim say yen ko spendi aduane e koto 50,000 no. Kasika I word aduane ho no, 120,000. It's not going to work anywhere. It's not going to work anywhere, my brother. Intermediate. Beside that, planting for food and job. Me kai se kani mi school, na school no our garden. School ni wa garden ya ye nyina ye kom. Eto da ye twa bro. Eto da ye twa bode. School na nkasa timi do enya beans. Na kwabra eto da ya kwa akoton wa abontimpo. Etidie na si kwan se kwabra. Ye focus on agriculture. Ansah no ebi da adwira ukuro mu mampon kwan so ebi da ho
yeah
Ansah no ho no ma yen declare state of emergency when it comes to feeding of the children.
So which means say enimanimu ya no Jomama administration no etimi get a bind involved in farming be feeding kwada no
simple. Ansah no go kwabra Ansah no go a wo di upper fashion krana dream say twice in a month, you go school farm. Baby, I do a niguno. You quack the farming experience. Unim said Natural Resources University, not a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Sunyane. Udu level 300, your programs in Ibu Onoma. Continuous 2 weeks. Oko Forest Mko Sunyade. Continuous 2 weeks. A map and cranu is your practical education. So you're there. Eka hon.
So Kunadu Ajewa AJ just sent in the message. Bobie, Presec boys in Legon. That's the first year students are paying 2,000 Ghana cedis each for water, electricity, maintenance, and bed bags.
Come on, Oba person that diaper man. Me ma another
so close.
Me ma so close so bill. See me ma proper information. Edru baby a discrimination kra esen akoso.
Yeah.
So papa nsam ni bia edantom na abeda.
Yeah.
O papa nsam wo bia yetimi ka kire mu say ye kwa ko maintain sa facility we. O beto fine. So o beto we. Ah? Ema nkra no ye chichi sika e de ye nkra ni bia brabo yie. Enti kwa nkra ni bi ye VIP na bi mu so ye saito. Because o papa enye den enibi. Ansah tie nyina anyepe. Ndikora mi hunu ni esi kwai say John no a starting year say yenko hia. Say no PTA for Charles for say no mu prison. Adenti omo the small boy bi akotena campus was say we free education coordinators eden. And on to senior high school ho. Enti omo any sa buffer stock ne suppliers no and e bo my way kro no kwabra. One more say your mama pon mu free senior high schools no wini mo edikan sankrofo no
Goro voice
omo the party activist and akotro no omo ne konkonsafo a omo report the actions of headmasters and staff e school mo inti akwese headmaster for no my prisoners e de amasa amrante nketenkete and ono teo udi agrokura no wayi nkura ni bia sa de atwe nanu maka ho because on na sika ekudi no kobra sika e de ama busy internet. Dr. Duchum.
Yeah.
Akola ba ku dream sister Ghana city say you provide the internet emomo. No win say you provide the internet. Correct? Sister Ghana city per head. No be a cancer Dr. Duchum. Mentua sika yo na services no omo provide mentua kobra we pie sika no. Amo ma chadio with no work done. Because PTS na what Ghana ha nyina no school bi nkyere me school na obi sa ne ba kwa na ne ba no access to internet ya count nkura na kwabra school ba kun nkura say ne wom so you can imagine enti waste nkwa aban we na oye no se kika say sika no bom na jo mama e fokoso get fund the emfa kwabra enti na make say se yenya dedicated funding na bill abata chire say no ne ye free SHS no ye dey bo ho ban a kobra enye feasible but me as a parent me back to school ni bi maintenance fee ni bed bath fee kobra fine na ya to be fine I do both them and so you see o kwa abonti a gitum say Kofi Ofosu cancer say free ntino free aboa papon say free enti free kora mami nka wre wo sem bia wie ababa bi kodi matem e wo Facebook e wo sansem we bia ho ena me de ya wo kan say en ha dwene nipa na niji sebe oni nipa 40 ene ya ne ba ko so otimi fa video editi sebe obi opega na yi atem adenti a what criticize say ye do tax utua no di nkwase asem ye do tax utua no to beans every Cape Coast the bread techima ye ne to beans ye do beans no dodo ye do tax no to abro every Cape Coast supply man techima senior high school uba techima dwoma abro ye betimi de abo no wo wa criticize it enti kwabra in the course of ye di enkomo about what to do with the free SHS in here no unto we can't do away from the realities. Any crimes are and crofo we are there. A committee, school mu honum. There must be a meeting. A do one ma near woman in no headmaster for is it there? In a casa, I say we Union and I just say your mama for who did someone casa. And as I said, your masha say I'm here day Moncasa. Now meaning that your mama for who did so Moncasa. Say so be the moi.
Mama mom your catch him say everybody.
Yes.
They should speak out.
Say Kwabra Yasun see what you are not me ye juma banda my senior high school. Your house was an you obi e kasa obi ankasa. But you bet me a kasa my we are say akwa and Krani see a more school free school. The bill coming, the planning coming, and will be arguing be or be an on famra.
All right.
Na cobra yen soon saseno. And find ye juman feeding crano. Nagani to me feeding and colana. Cobra is the best. But
right.
finally, there is no way Ghana can sustain this current structure unless a community day schools, spring it up, they absorb a number of them.
All right, so Seth Tony Bonsu says Bobie Wesley College had a big farm near Atomic CPC and another one along Tafo Road. Sunyan Secondary School also had a big palm plantation in the 1960s and 70s. Unfortunately, all those lands have been taken away. Because just a tennis basic anyway. Koko see Kofi Tre says freedom is here again. Bismarck J says good evening, Bobie, live from Belgium. Thank you. Okay, so Mamini Honorable John Jinapo, MP for Yape Kosugu constituency and Minister designated for energy in Nkomo. Honorable Kwaba.
Thank you.
Yama Trinkwanso, Onia.
That's it.
Yeguso pa. Me pacho yendi ene ada place here say fewer are short no no kre na madaroma.
Oh, Mr. Minya Santi, and I call His Excellency the President to brief him. Because officially, I chair the committee set up to mitigate such shocks in the energy sector. Already, I have a mandate to coordinate. And yes, the Minister designate Ablakwa. The Yeshian, the neighbors, the MP, and the Minister of Energy, and the joint section of the transition team, given the knowledge they have, Alex Mold, Monet, Omomokahona. So I chaired the meeting today. I can stay on record say there's enough stock, but then they had a problem with some stocks in the north. Until now, has a problem, our north, Until immediately, you are putting in place contingency measures. More pumping some stocks, the every pipeline in na Akobolaga. Vehicles, so Abakumansia, Ebefa, fuel, Aqua.
Oh, okay. So a purely technical challenge.
Yeah, logistical challenge in terms of movement. A delay, Kakra. But
in
the country, there's some stock that can take care of the country.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How you say you make one nti we are na ye pese hu na man for so hu adokura AC yenim say enura nwumre na bia mo be issue official yama nyina ya tibi ye da sepa mira ye da se bebre nyame shira. All right, so that's it. Yamna back and I am say minister designates for energy at me about clarify more of logistic challenges and yes bia or minor and shortfalls. So how they will pump it through here they are esrono and problems. But definitely JM Benin shocks we because almost say system nache in this shocks we but my mente two messages in free Krama Asamoah Bebu says free SHS was a good idea but badly implemented. If parents were able to is it pay or what between 800,000 at the JHS level, can they pay at the SHS level? In fact, the government was supposed to have concentrated on the poor but willing to go to school. Okay, so all that she wants to communicate is that Nkese Omo concentrated, which Kenoforiata said the same thing, Adokufo said the same thing. Anyway, Kofi says, whenever I wake up in the morning and realize that the MPP is no more in power, I just open my mouth and say, thank you, God. All right, so this one is coming from Koko. So now Ken Farouk says just 3 days in office and JM has shown the seriousness with which he decided to make a comeback and take our dear country out of the mess. Okay, so Ken Farouk, Ali Abdul Wahab, kindly remind all NDC executives to find NDC polling agents and get them employed. Okay, Richard Akwa says, Bobie, my first girl went to Archbishop Porter girls, Bobie, we paid fence wall and security fee. Fence wall and security fee. Okay, so Bismarck just says good evening, Bobie. All right, so Bismarck is